Hey guys, welcome back to Stuff and Things for your daily dose of nerd news. On today's episode, we're going to take a look at the rise of oxygen stuff in our planet and move over silicon. Carbon is going to have its day. So first up, one of the most important elements on this planet is oxygen. Sure, that may seem a little obvious because, we breathe it and stuff. But really, think about it. Our planet could have turned out completely different. We could have turned into like Venus with all the raining acid and terribleness. Or our plates could have just completely stopped moving. And then we'd have almost no atmosphere, a really crappy one. So basically, oxygen means life forms as we know them. And us here today. So when did that wonderful oxygen just start showing up? Previous estimates placed the arrival of wonderful oxygen in about 2.3 billion years ago, with all of our timelines just syncing up with that date. Well, a new study from UBC biogeochemist, that's a hell of a title, Sean Crow, takes a look at some new measurements for when oxygen could have popped up and actually places the date quite a bit sooner. It's actually at 3 billion years, which really is a heck of a jump. That really does place it a lot closer to when the Earth was actually coherent planet thing. Now the amounts found were pretty trace. It's only 0.03% of what we have right now, but that's still a significant amount, which means something was producing the oxygen, which means something was actually, some processes were involved. There was some sort of life doing stuff. And really what this means is we need to start looking at our estimates of when alien life can start developing on planets. Because hey, if you got bumped from 2.3 to 3 billion years, that's a pretty big margin to be changing up. So some of the planets we might have written off in the past, well, maybe they're actually contenders now. Moving along, engineers from Stanford have unveiled what might be the next logical step in computing, the carbon nanotube computer, which could replace silicon-based chips in the near future. Although at this point, the computer they revealed really wasn't anything to write home about. It operated 1 bit and could count to 32. But it was a fully functional computing device. It could go through all the logic steps and do all the things computers do, like counting and sorting numbers and such. The interesting part of this is how the team overcame flaws found in carbon nanotubes. See, when you try to align them, you can't just make them into a perfect little thing. They always end up being skewed. So what the team did is that they just simply were able to develop a chip that was 99.5% perfectly aligned, and then with that extra 0.5%, they just wrote it out with the algorithms. The other big flaw they had to overcome was a tendency for carbon nanotubes to be a little more metallic, so they tend to conduct electricity. Easiest solution, just zap it. They took the whole chip, zapped electricity, and it just killed all the parts that were not going to be useful to them. Seems pretty simple. They're saying that any sort of upscaling in production could be very easily, but what they're really looking to do is actually the downscale. Because the chip they made, unfortunately, is a little bit bigger than the current silicon one. So that's their next step. They're trying to get it to be smaller than current gen silicon chips. Because the point of the whole project is to actually beat out silicon chips. Kind of silly if it was as limited as, or even worse limited as they are. That's all for today, guys, but I'd really love to know what you think about the whole computing thing, our next steps in what we're using for computing. Do you think carbon nanotubes is going to be the thing to go? Looks kind of interesting. It looks kind of just like a replacement for silicon. Really not much of a step up. Maybe it is. Or are we going to go quantum computing or some sort of genetic computers? There's a lot of options open to us, and it's a really cool time to be. Let me know what you guys think will be featured in the comments down below. And of course, if you like what you've seen, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons where they happen to be. And we'll check in the next video.